Good morning, Nigeria. Refreshing welcome.
Okay.
When they were coming, they said they were labor.
Good morning. Good morning.
When they were
A pleasant good morning. Just wherever you are.
when they came, their
And welcome to yet another intriguing edition of the nation's premier breakfast platform,
kind of people they
the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9.
what kind of people they so they are freedom fight. You freedom fighter, you raping our women. They are freedom fight. You freedom fighter, you killing our children. They are freedom fight.
It is a beautiful Monday morning from the nation's capital.
Ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Oh, ayo, yo, ayo, ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo.
Good morning. Good morning to our friends, our followers, and to those of you in the diaspora. It's always a good thing to have you join us for breakfast right here on the People's Radio Freedom 87.9. It is good to be back after a very restful weekend. What a way we like to begin the brand new week. You know, Monday always sets the tone. That's why it is important for you to begin your Monday with energy and focus. Because, of course, when you start your Monday on a good note, that positive vibe goes all through the week. And so make sure your Monday is always energized. Get rid of all of the bad feelings and all of that. Good morning, folks. Too many things to talk about. Lots of things happening in Liberia. Yes, indeed, this morning promises to be very interesting. Hot and hot. Because guess what? At 9 o'clock this morning, we have a special guest. We have a very special guest, a very brilliant son of this country, and a statesman, as a matter of fact, former representative from Montserrat District number 11, and a preacher mayor as well. A student of law. So you see, at 9 o'clock, somebody said man is also a teacher. J. Gabriel Nyika, Senior, will be our guest at 9 o'clock, and we're going to have some real political conversation here this morning. And if you know Gabriel Nyika, you know exactly. So you know you don't want to miss the conversation at 9 o'clock. Those of you in the Batnesville, particularly district number 11 corridor. This is the mayor. This was the mayor you replaced with Speaker Bull, the regime speaker.
When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were labor.
They say sometimes you don't know the value of the well until the water runs dry. So you have it. You had Gabriel Nyika. You didn't know Gabriel until you brought a regime speaker.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women.
But anyway, those are conversations for another day. But Gabriel will be here, our good friend, to talk to us on this Monday morning segment or edition of the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. And I see a lot of folks already upbeat for Gabriel's appearance. Oh yeah, it's a good discussion. We'll look forward to his enriched contribution on the platform this morning. But in the meantime, between time, the cries, the tears, the frustration, the disappointment.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators. When they were coming,
allowed across the country, particularly the city of Monrovia and its environment, as bulldozers continue to ravage and shatter dreams.
The freedom fighter, you raping our women.
Destroy hope,
killing our children.
deplete establishment, and render people homeless, destitute, and of course disappointed. We have a host of reactions and feedbacks around, whether it's from people in government, the general atmosphere in the country. Something we're going to spend time on this morning. Why is it that when those in power, or when particularly officials of the government speak, they paint a whole picture, but then when you go out there, the Liberian people are complaining, they are crying, but their voices are not heard. The leaders insist that things are okay, but the citizens complain that they are going through hell. So where does the truth lie? Who is saying the truth? And the Minister of Finance speaks, say he has made this place better than it has ever been. But the trickle-down effects, then the journalist takes, the journalist carry the microphone down the street, speak to the people and try to understand from them. And I'm interested to know, in the latest Spoon FM street talk. But guess what, folks, to our fans, our followers, and all of you across Monrovia and its environment, we're working on plans. The Freedom Money Rise will come outside to you. Oh yes, we'll bring the microphones out there. This is the People's Radio. We are getting right there, and very soon, very shortly, we'll bring our microphones on Merklin Street to speak with the Yana girls, the street hawkers, the taxi drivers, and business people along the corridor. We'll speak to all of you and understand. We'll go to Douala, Omega, Rightler, and I know our people can't wait to have us, to see us, to talk to us, speak to our microphones, Freedom FM. Oh yes, we'll be coming to you shortly. We'll go to the parking station. We'll go to the playing field. We'll visit the mechanic shops. Just everywhere our people are finding it difficult to make ends meet in today's Liberia. We'll elevate your voices. We'll bring your issues up. We'll visit those demolition sites as well, because this is the People's Radio. This is the voice of the voiceless. My name is Abu Sharif, the shipping size of the conversation for you this morning. But guess what? The Ministry of Finance on last evening posted that the official and approved budget, they posted the approved budget. But this has generated some degree of back and forth in the intelligentsia. Because we haven't heard anything from the Ministry of State yet as to the signing of the budget. and all of that. But the Ministry of Finance said, they get the approved budget, they posted the approved budget. But anyway, for you to understand, and the president also has set up a yellow machine committee. This yellow machine thing. I will talk about that as well. What does it mean for Liberia? It's a burden, additional burden. We have the Ministry of Public Works already. Then the president set up another committee to manage the yellow machine. Yellow machine that's already a burden on the country because we borrow the money now. We got to pay. Then we are establishing a medium by which will also be incurring additional costs for the yellow machine, because when you but I'll read to you the whole thing. The president appointed some people. Brandon Samuka, I'm told, is the head or the chief coordinator or the board chair of the yellow machine committee. The yellow machine team and Papa around from Mamaka Ability to Vice President Kuhn. And then now finally is to Brenny Samuka. When they welcome me, they say they want liberate. Okay, folks, a bit of our theme song. And when we come back, we dive straight into the conversation right here on Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sharif. This break, and we will be right back.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women. They are freedom fighter. You freedom fighter, you killing our children. They are freedom fighter. Freedom fighter, you destroying our country. They are freedom fighter. Ayo, 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 ayo.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime and body, don't take law in your hand for the real authority. Well, it can't take your law in. Crime stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it, and I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia, folks, welcome back. So this is it, and it's good to be here. So let me say a special birthday treat to our dear friend and ardent follower with Freedom FM, and of course the Freedom Money Rise in particular, to be very specific. That's you, Favor Morris, right? Favor Morris celebrates her birthday today. So we want to say a big shout out to Favor Morris. She is a very strong follower of this network. And so, Favor, as you celebrate today, we wish you all God's blessings, and we hope your day is filled with joy, excitement, and of course, love, just everywhere. This is the month of love, right? So we're in February, and so yeah, wishing you uh, all of that, Fever Morris. Yeah. So let me stop it right there. And of course, when the other people come, um when there comes, you add up, and then kind and you call Alexas will do theirs, and of course later on Austin. So a lot of love from Freedom FM to Favor Morris today, and to all of our followers, which some of you may not know, but you're celebrating today, whichever occasion it is. We want to wish you a joyous day and a joyous occasion, and thanks for always being uh, one of the backbone and supporter of our work that we do here. So let me recognize a few of our followers this morning. To begin with, this is Jesus is in control soon. Jesus is coming soon. Beware, Prince. Hi, Abu. Hi, good morning. And of course, Roland Swa says, good morning, Freedom FM Radio, Liberia. I'm Roland Swa watching from Johnsonville, Kanga Town community. This is J. Lawrence Swa. Good morning, Freedom FM family. I'm watching from Brewerville. James Lamy says, good morning, Brother Abu and Higa. This is Chuse Joshua T. Toll. Good morning, Freedom Morning, Raz, Life, and good morning to the peace-loving people of Electoral District 16. Okay, so from the borough of Niku Town, he writes, David Tuetu. Good morning, Freedom family, and good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia, Electoral District 16. I'm David Tue. I'm watching from the borough of Niku Town. I think that should be the second time. You're very lucky. This is Rufo Coco Nevis. Nevins says he's following. Thanks for following. Mwalu Fofana, good morning, family. I'm following from Tony Street. This is Mark Suku. Good morning, Freedom FM family. Good morning, Mark. Chaklon Charles. Good morning, Mr. Abu Sharif. I'm watching live from Yekepa City, Nimba County. Yekepa, Nimba County. I have a recording. The contractors working at Asilometer were just protesting again recently, right? So what is going on? After signing... Okay. So, Makra, good morning, Freedom Radio Liberia. I'm following live from Ganta City, Nimba County. Thanks so much for your hard work, Abu. Thanks also for always following Mark. Junior P. Flomo, good morning. Nathan P., good morning, Freedom FM. I am watching from Kakata. We are 2029. He says, Lawrence D. Snotton Jr., good morning, Freedom FM family. I'm watching from Virginia. Isaiah Karote, what is that? Canwin Jr. Good morning, Abu and Freedom FM family. I'm following from Zoeju Grangida County. Zoeju Grangida County. Well, let's debate about Kanye. Some people say that demotion is a slap in the face and all of that. Yeah, Kanye, we really don't know what Kanye was anticipating and all of that, but Kanye gets slapped. A board member, not even the chair of the board though, right? But a member of the board. Is it the board? I'll try to check it out. But some Grangida University. But anyway, it's good to go back home. Let me go back home and go service people too now. Guys, please, with all due respect, I have, okay. So, Favor Morris, good morning. The birthday queen for the day. So, then this is Stanley, Stephen Yankede. Stephen Yankede is also following. Isaac Vasasi Sumo. Yasa Sharif, my own sister, is following from way there in the U.S. This is Fit Kevin Bapin. Good morning, Freedom FN family. I'm watching from Nimba United. And then you have Jeremy Dwyer watching live. This is Roslyn, Peter Lynn, Gawo Roberts. It's also following Solomon Greaves, Mohammed Bangali Dole. You have William W. Lu, the civil rights movement guy from way there in Caldwell. You have Anita Ross, Joseph Se, Peter Tokpa. Peter Lynn comes back again. And so this is Bobby, Jadia, Samuel Light Cooper, our woman from Caldwell as well. This is Bapin Paul Lee, Peters Emmanuel. You have Samuel Kofi Wu Jr. Okay, you have Stanley A. Anderson. Too many. Who else again? Let's do a few more. Flomo Ome Kala Kolo. Flomo Ome Kala Kolo is also watching and following. Ayuba El Fofana, good morning. This is Emmanuel Bro once more. Emmanuel Bro joins from Minneapolis. Emmanuel, how was the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, yesterday was the American football final, right? Poka Roberts, right? Poka Roberts joining. Is it Poka Robert? Yeah, Poka Robert. Emmanuel Yakpawolo. You have Patrick Amar Jala Kamara from Brussels has also joined, and Limu, Chemeboon Pekin, and who else? Okay, so we're gonna hold it right there. These are the comments. Keep dropping your comments on some of the issues that made news to you, and some of what we're talking about this morning. And of course, share the live, please. Your contribution is to just ensure that you share a live in each of the chat rooms that you have Liberians there, so share with them. Let the conversation go as far as it can, because we're going to have a very passionate conversation this morning about our country, about ourselves, and all of that. So over on yesterday, former President Weah visited church in the Coca-Cola Painesville area there, and he spoke very well, right? If you have followed or listened, I think he sounded very reconciliatory, a man of peace, a man who respects everybody. He sounded very well. Whether you like Mr. Weah or not, whenever he speaks not to divide, neither to look down on others. Yeah, he speaks. His script is in always respecting people, and acknowledging people irrespective of who they are. I think that was a very profound national conversation, right? Very, very much so. And beyond that, STEM, the civil society STEM, has also issued is counting. Should I say ultimatum? But this is what STEM says. STEM warns Boakai, enforce displacements or you will be a displaced president. Land grabs, demolitions, and the militarization of civilian communities are reopening the wounds that caused Liberia's civil war by ordering the army and officials to take lands. President Boakai has legitimized state violence against the poor and turned displacement into government policy. From 72nd to Seatown and beyond, bulldozers and guns are being used to erase communities while connecting elite profit. STEM rejects this injustice and call on the nation to rise now. Prepare for nationwide peaceful mass resistance. Liberians must unite to defend their land, dignity, and future. And so there's a whole clip to that. Let's just run you over some of those things, and it's quite important. You know it. And so let's talk about the president Yellow Machine Committee. It's important. Who are those that made a name, that made it that made it on the Yellow Machine Committee. For you all to know, yes, indeed, there is a Yellow Machine Committee in town. Liberia is an interesting country, whether you like it or not, very peculiar. And we do our things so very uniquely or differently, whether for the wrong or the wrong or the right reasons. So for immediate release, President Bouaka establishes Yellow Machine Management Team, tips former Defense Minister Brownie Samukai as executive chairperson. Right? Let me just read the list and I will tell you what I think about it. Executive Marshal Monrovia, Liberia, President Joseph Numa Bouaka Sr. has announced the establishment of the Yellow Machine Board of Authority. Yellow Machine Board of Authority, that's the name, right? So President Bouaka has established the Yellow Machine Board of Authority for the 2 years of governmental experience. Yeah. Probably giving it to us, woto all over the place. For the 2 year experience, I joke. So for the 2 year experience, Yellow Machine, Yellow Machine Board of Authority, appointing former Defense Minister Brownie J. Samuka as executive chairperson of its coordinating committee. The establishment of the board comes in advance of the arrival in Liberia of the first batch of the much talked about 285 yellow machines secured by the government of Liberia in China for massive road and other infrastructure developments in Liberia. The board comprises the following: Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, Ministry of Public Works, co-chair, Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, member, Ministry of National Defense, member, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Local Government, Ministry of Information, I think it should be Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs now, right? Or have they taken Cultural Affairs from there? I know they've taken tourism from there, but I'm not aware whether, because I see, and this is on the Executive Mansion page, they're carrying it only as Ministry of Information. So I don't know where they've carrying. Maybe they have a Cultural Bureau somewhere. I don't know. I have to check that out. General Services Agency. The chairperson of the Special Presidential Project Coordinating Committee will serve as secretary of the board. The mandate of the YMBOA is primarily to oversee and the development of a rigorous policy and management framework for the efficient maintenance and utilization of the yellow machines. It shall serve as the central authority for the receipt, accountability, deployment, efficient cost management, operation, storage, and maintenance of the yellow machine. Are you understanding that? I mean, I'm seeing a duplication of function, usurpation of authority, and all of that, but I'm seeing that. But this is the man with the 42 years of governmental experience, right? He says, this is committee now will work to ensure that it's served as the central authority. The central authority. Remember the machines that were brought in to build roads, right? And other infrastructure. You have the Ministry of Public Works that's primarily responsible for roads and, of course, national government infrastructure, building, all that. So the president said, no, I set up another agency also to do the same function. Isn't that duplication? I think that is duplication of function, right? Why is that necessary? We already have the Ministry of Public Works. This was a president who campaigned for a small but efficient government to save money for the country, right? But this is a man that is duplicating functions, establishing new institutions, employing new people, adding more burden to the state, and what have you. Again, they said he has over 42 years of governmental experience. This is what we have, right? It shall serve as the central authority for the receipt. So this go to nullify the Ministry of Public Works involvement. The Ministry of Public Works will have no authority over the yellow machine. They will just be there on some kind of board, spying and seeing whatever. But no, anything that has to do with the yellow machine, with the road that will be built for the yellow machine. I do not know whether these people who are on this committee are engineers. I don't know whether Bernie Samuka has any engineering knowledge and all of that, or it is just for a political accommodation. Roger Doma, who was removed from his Ministry of Health post to political manipulation, surfaced as one of the members on the Yellow Machine Committee. Remember in Nimba District 7, Musa Belete, when he was moving in there, he deployed a lot of Yellow Machine, and Roger and Hikiam always believed that the deployment of these heavy Yellow Machines primarily causes defeat. So the president posed a man on Yellow Machine Committee, so the man will deploy more Yellow Machine in his name to District 7 to reclaim his seat. Who knows? The government is actually not working for the people. The government is working for the convenience of the politicians and those in power. Whether you like it or not, that's the fact. Because if there was about the country, the resources would be efficiently directed, and of course, the deployment will be painstakingly considered, and you will not be creating additional burden for the state. What do I mean? The acquisition of this Yellow Machine, you remember initially the president said a friend. No, it's a blatant lie. No friend bringing in any Yellow Machine. The country is wearing the cost of this machine. How? The country is borrowing money. The country is crediting money, right? So that is already a burden on the country to pay for that Yellow Machine. Then you bring in the Yellow Machine again. Instead of giving the Yellow Machine to public where they already have staff working for them, their own government paying them, the president set up another committee to run with new staff that are also going to be paid. So additional burden added to the credit to buy the Yellow Machine, right? So it's going to be an entrapment. For the most part, instead of this Yellow Machine being a blessing to an extent, it's going to be a burden. But for a lot of us today, we will not understand it. But generation after now will have to bear the cost of the Yellow Machine. So to a point where this administration may not even be able to service the loan, and it will be there. So whoever comes will have to shoulder that. Whether it was actually justified to bring 285 Yellow Machines a year, look at the number of excavators you have in this country. And most of these machines they're bringing in, they're going to be doing illegal mining. And I'm telling you this morning, just wait and see. These politicians, they will abuse that Yellow Machine. They will be doing illegal mining. Just wait and see. The maintenance cost of that, a whole committee, maybe the president will constitute over 20%, because he said the list continue. Or 20% on that committee. Additional, and some of them pay. Bernie Samuka, you think how much Bernie Samuka will be paying? Sending game ministerial job, blah blah blah. Bernie Samuka wants to prepare for the election in Lofa County. So look at how for the 2-year experience old man running the country. Why people are crying? Yeah, there, yonder. Every day, every night. Listen to the people who stood in the ring to vote for the president with the hope of change and improvement. Listen to them, folks. Versus the actions and the manner in which the president is governing and the decisions that he's taking. Listen to the folks. Listen to this old lady to begin with. Okay, folks.
Mama will want great. They can make fun out of me. People 2 years and unity party or more. And they make clear down behind job. We are starting. My children says now they can make fun out of me. They can be playing click. Mama will want great. They can make fun out of me. People around my area can laugh at me. They can mock at me.
And the president is wasting the country money. And the president, you see, this is the reality out there. This man was elected, right, to cater to the welfare of the Liberian people. The government is failing on that on a daily basis. And the president is increasing burden for the country, after every other month. The president is establishing some kind of committee to hire new friends and put in there and send money to them, right? The economic life and condition of our people keeps deteriorating on a daily basis. The people are saying it, and the government's not listening. The president's not interested. Listen to this, you know, the party woman.
Such in the community, let Baka try and do something. When they say will really suffering. So when I voted for Baka, I want this for you know, one country, especially in the community, people cause all every day and night. They cause all day.
So this is the living realities of Liberians as we speak, as of today. So what they elected as a rescue, right, has turned to, I don't know whatever it has turned to, but it has become an embarrassment for them. A disgrace upon them. Insult. That's what they get. Because you know why? People are catching hell. Citizens are catching hell. But those in power who have been paid monthly, some of what they don't even work for, they go sit behind their computer, play Konami all through the day. It's set up committees. Some of them have no practical TOR, but they're just there. In the end, some will start resigning, but pay will be coming to them monthly. When small money comes to the country, instead of deploying it to affect the life of the people, they share among themselves. Look at the Asilometer signature bonus, right? That money will go down the drain, and you will look around like, bro, you not see anything tangible to point your hand on to say, historically, for the first time, we received 200 million in signature bonus. This was what the country did. This was what happened as a result of that. They finished sharing before the budget was even passed, before the MDA is even signed into law, right? The government finished budgeting for that 200 million, had to spread it across. They spread among the lawmakers, right? They gave some to different agencies. They put it on a different ministry. 200 million for the country. Then they did not even sign it. You're finished sharing the money among yourself. That's the reality of Liberia under Mr. Baka. When you say it, people feel like, but we all can just compromise and feel like, oh, it's okay, the woman is president, and we hearing all these things every day. The people are complaining, the people are crying, and these are the outcome of the president's decision 2 years down the road. 2 years down the road.
They insult her. I get my vote to Baka because I stayed down for long. I say, it better, the way they prepare, you know, that old person, maybe he will do something for her. Now, the worst thing will ever put away. You think the Papa is trying? You think the Papa is trying? Some people say the road, the building.
I see my small man trying to push a late PR thing inside, but still, it's not helping. Because they got the chance and opportunity to rub shoulder with the looters in power. So when they go out there, they want to put their less small PR, but they can't. Right? The height of the people out there. So my man, Nelson started squeezing a small PR inside, but it was embarrassing. And see, things getting better where? Eh? Oh, okay, things getting better. Today you rubbing shoulder with people in government. Eh? When they steal, they all look at you. When you get issue, they rub, you know, they give you something. But it must go beyond the handout. To move this country forward, it has to go beyond the handout. You have few people you're giving handout to, and what have you. No.
The same passion, I'm not seeing facing row here. I'm not seeing no row face over there beside passion row.
So this is honesty from a partisan who walked in the poo-poo water and had a very terrible experience. The woman who have gotten drowned on that fateful day, that fateful Sunday, narrating your story, she have gotten drowned. You remember the water that was, the flooding that was in town that day. She almost left there. Fighting for change. Fighting for a better Liberia. But today, you keep hammering that you are doing wrong, you are doing wrong. The lay people have their own way to evaluate and look around. They won't say, so because when we are saying it, say, oh, that Freedom FM, they're just being critical and, you know, unnecessarily critical and blah, blah, blah. But this is the truth. They almost say, to be frank with you, we're not seeing the same passing road. We're not saying building road. What do you know about building road? Build a road, Mr. President. Tell us. Chicken to Factory Road that you have built. 2 years down the road, you failed to build that road. When you come, you look for small holes, Central Moral, you dig it, you pass it. You go to the other place, you dig it, you pass it. Then you say, the government building road. Let the people stupid. As if to say, our people ain't get sense.
If you say road face, you want local road are going to be that they want to call facing.
The Japanese
But then
road.
when they face it, going Douala, they're passionate, same passionate. Why do we are passionate? We are getting paid. Now the same passionate. Prices.
That's what the woman sees. Patches.
The contract, we never know
That's
what
what
to
I'm saying.
suffer. And now
On a Monday, it's beautiful. It's important to listen. Some of you are on the keke, you're on your taxi. Yes, you sit down there and you know this is the reality.
They're not buying. Some of them are saying, I will eat tomorrow. They're not buying. They're not easy. The contract tough.
The other they can pour foam to the Lebanese men for a Lebanese men to give us sauces. For her to go sell sauces around and get small profit in the evening. To go to pay her food and go buy food for her children to eat. The country here.
He said, with the business we want, you want to promote our business. But some Paka kind of power, my brother, now he said it's tough. It was better, some Paka not kind of power. It was better, Paka not kind of power. It was better, Paka not kind of power. Because they can't suppress you, and now he said, oh. Some of our children, I mean, it's because not money.
Look, fellow Liberians, when we are saying these things, we are saying it for the general, not for a few, a select group of people. Some of us could be extremely selfish and decide to be just like the other person and say, okay, you know what? This platform is widely listened to. I will trade this platform. And there will be people in government, of course, they'll be willing. Every month, Abu, what you want, they will give it to you. My man, Judge, and keep. You know how many times we decline? Because it hurts, it's painful. That even when you pretend that it is okay and you listen to the narrative, even in their own narrative from the government, they are lying, misrepresenting facts, right? Spewing inaccuracies and all of those things, right? They're clarifying. Every time you see people clarifying, I mean, they are poised. They have positioned themselves to concoct lies and serve the people with it. And then, so when you try to do that, you go out. Look at my friend. Apparently, versus all of the opposition or the critics' perspective, he thought, the time was okay to just move there and interact with the people. Because apparently, he has read that most of his government friends, they say, my man think okay, my man for long, so man go there, he got embarrassed. Nelson was extremely embarrassed conducting that thing. Extremely embarrassed. This is how it becomes. If you sell out, you compromise the people for the elite in power. This is what you get. Everywhere you pass in the community. People that never used to ask and beg are all constrained. Liberians are tending to beg. When you say these things, people, some of you, Jeffy say, oh, people trying to be stuff. But we must hammer this thing for the government to realize that this is it and do something about it. For 2 years, you're buying brand new cars for everybody in government. So this country own resources are only supposed to be meant for those in government. And those in government. And when the ordinary people speaking, you see surrogates spewing nonsense at them. And you're like, you see, this is how you're going to keep living. And then before you look, 10 years will add up to your age, 20 years. And by the time you reach 40, right, you have absolutely achieved nothing. And then you still got to be hanging around old friends. And when you hear one old friend while you're in school together came from America, you running behind it up and down. That's your life. Because when others are sacrificing and pushing for equity in the land, for fairness and justice in the land, you're making mockery. You're there. You're okay because you think you support a regime and blindly you must just remain there. Look at the cost of living. Go to all the junctions and intersections. Everybody selling surgery. Cold water. Family here. Mothers selling cold water.
I see the road here too. I see no road. You see the quarry here too. I see quarry. I see no quarry. I see the show camera in the top here. Not to say about no market. I put it out from the morning.
Let me show you one of you.
Enough feeling. Why you tell them money front of back? So, but you say so. You're trying to say that things are high right now. But our business used to be before. The three we are used to sell, but someone sack was sold, but now the 2 sacks are selling. The 2 sacks are selling.
2 sacks are selling. Hey, look at.
The common responsible.
No more thing happening around the world.
You need to be responsible for it.
I say, my man, Destiny. I'm gonna show you my man, Destiny. Trying hard to fix things, but he can't make it. Man, trying hard to fix things. It show that government that who responsible for that? Oh, okay. We are responsible for it. But at time, not government responsible now. Just lead the people. You're on your own. They're not government responsible. Government not responsible for anything. See, this is hypocrisy. This is absolutely, unfathomable. I don't know how. So then the question becomes, what's your understanding of government? People are telling you about the conditions in the market. Somebody who used to sell 7 sacks of surgery a day barely sells 2 sacks a day in the economy, which Gafon claims he has made better, and it's okay. And he's bragging about 18-hour economy. So somebody who the economy was 12 hours, but they used to sell 7 sacks of soft drink a day in a 12-hour economy. But then you move the economy from 12 hours to 18 hours, the person can sell 2 sacks. So what is going on? You take the economy from 12 hours, you make it to 18 hours, right? And the person cannot even sell 2 sacks of soft drink a day. A living experience on camera. The ladies there, the journalists are there, and it's good. So at this point, when we take our microphones in the streets, nobody's going to say, oh, the stage is this, is that, because your own friends, right? The people who you have as your PRs, they're out there, they go there, they carry the cameras to get it, right? My own good friend, Clarence Jackson, took his show on the street, and he was served real breakfast, because that breakfast is the living reality of the people. No amount of PR in the street with sugar coat out or window dressing. Absolutely not. Every time, no matter who, you go out there, you put a microphone, they will speak to you exactly what the realities are. When they see road, they will tell you, say, we want to tell the president, thank you for paving the road here. When you go to Chicken Factory, you take a microphone to Chicken Factory. When you road there, they will tell you. When you go there now, the people will speak disappointingly about the degree of airborne sicknesses that was spread through the government's action to dig holes in their communities and refuse to pave it. For 2 years, they dug holes in the people community and refuse to pave it. When it's rainy season, flood due to the erosion. When it's dry season, dust is all over the place. They can cook a 15 meal, dust will take over the whole thing. And you say things are okay. Get all of them there. Y'all go meet the people there. Mr. President, whether you like it, Mr. President, whether you like it or not, these are the reality, and we will keep putting it down your throat until you accept it and do the needful. Liberians elected you to rescue them and make the situation better because they failed. Based on your conversation, right? And your discussions all along, we are 6 years period, you always sounded as if to say you had the solution, you had the magic to Liberia's problem. Look, 2 years, despair, hopelessness, hunger, sicknesses. Diseases all over the place. And when the people talk, you burn them. When the people talk, you call their name. Dividing the country. The fact that the government even have to accept that there must be tax to citizens. There must be tax. That is an outright failure when you should be working as a country to unite everybody around your objectives. Making everybody to see meaning in what you believe and what you're delivering. Rallying, right? And bringing people on board. That you're okay with tagging people and dividing the country says that you're trying to run away from your failures. That's what it says.
If somebody asks you to grade the government from 0 to 100 for the 2 years that the government being power, I want you to get. See, now what can I grade a government now? I'm not seeing nothing. And that's what you see for a grade government.
Correct.
Zero. But 2 years that's 0. But the president
And just ignore. But look at the emotion. Look at the anger. The hurt. You can feel the disappointment. You can feel the frustration. Liberians are living in their own country with disappointments and frustrations, and without any hope. Without any hope. This is not something to lecture and mesmerize the people to settle for. Even those who you're yet praising the government, the moment whatever they are benefiting ceases, they will join the wagon of criticism. Because there is no other means out there. You do business, you're not going. Look at the gun season. The worst season experience for Liberian businesses. The worst season experience. To the point where season had to finish before people even brought their goods in the country. People ain't talking about that. Right? The folks ain't talking about that. They ain't considering those ones. Right? But other thing, let me see another one. So when will this payday reach? When will this payday reach? Okay. When will this payday reach? Okay, I think I have some issues here. But folks, this is it. And I've always said that we're living in a world today, we're living in Liberia today where there is the reality, there is the living reality of the people versus the government's narrative. The government paints narratives that are 360-degree contrary from what Liberians are going through daily. Look at what we're hearing in the transportation sector. Go and speak to taxi drivers. Let them give you their own. Every industry, every sector, every aspect of the society is broken. Every aspect. But no, don't listen to them on the radio. When you listen to them, oh yeah, you see, to the point where, and just Liberians' eyes, they're supposed to open from right here. The president said he has created over 70,000 jobs in the country. His officials went to go defend it. Mo Ali went to go defend it. Sat in the studio, prepared, everything sat down. He could not prove. What did he do? He took a record, a CDC job creation record, shot a medium-term job creation record, and brought it in the studio. Can you imagine? 2 years down the road. He brought a 2 years ago CDC job creation record and presented that. But let's take calls on this. Fellow Liberians, what is it? What is your condition? Look at the demolition that's going on. Liberian businesses not going. Times are hard. No relief from government. No support. Kids are being raped on a daily basis. Kids are being raped. And the Ministry of Gender and Social Welfare, you have to come out, and I'm giving you an ultimatum. They will have to come out and speak to the Liberian people on the condition of the rape victim that are within your holding center. You need to tell the partners and the Liberian public the conditions, because what we are hearing is that holding center that you have, GSA, right? Yeah, Police Academy, GSA, one of them, right? That place is terrible, and in fact, is a center of sexual exploitation and abuse, because the government dumped the children there and turned their back. And these children, they have become vulnerable to nearby communities, dwellers, and they themselves, they're almost into commercial sex. And I'm saying this, people who are listening to me, they're around these facilities, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And I challenge the Ministry of Gender to deny this. I've been working on this, right? I challenge the Ministry of Gender to deny it, and then we'll publish. You must come out. You must come out. Because imagine somebody gets raped, and then the government go, oh, rape, take the child. So the government take the child from the parents, tell the child to safe home. That place will be what? Safe home, right? No food, no security, no proper security, no good supervision. The children are left vulnerable. And too many dirty things are happening. Too many dirty things are happening there. Because what we hear, no money. So sometimes even the security guards who use part of the facility to park cars and motorbike and keke, all these cars and motorbikes and keke that go there, these riders, right, sleep with some of the children. Can you imagine? This is a breaking news. But we'll get there. 0776 104 104 096 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call at 9 o'clock. Of course, we expect to have our guest, Honorable Gabriel Yinka, to talk to us about just other issues making news in Liberia right here on the big station Freedom 87.0. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 are the numbers to call. Let's take this caller here to begin with. Good morning.
Good morning, Sherry, and good morning to your charity.
Morning, sir.
I do join you this morning from the Ravensky Avenue. You see, Abu, I understand Nelson from where he came from.
No, Lee Nelson, my man, Lee Nelson. No, man, speak to the issue. Forget about Nelson.
See, when people are suffering, you don't need to tell them anything about enjoyment, about progress that they are making. Progress, they will not see progress. When people are enjoying, you will not ask them about the very progress you're also talking about. Because if you will see the progress visible, they will see. The woman is telling you that you used to sell how they call it, survey, but not petrol so that it took in city. So that 5 deduction right there. 5. And you know what that means. Telling you say people are passing road. It's almost telling you say the same road they were keeping job here are party and the same road they are party. The one is telling you there's no job. The one is telling you that you work in the people on September 17. She lost all home defeat in Joseph Boaga. Joseph Boaga came to power with no plan about that, just a fact. And we will say to people, they get angry with us. We tell them that Joseph Boaga got no future for this country. He is not in the future of this country. Nobody can see Joseph Boaga to be a future leader. Joseph Boaga is a future. Joseph Boaga has no spine to lead our country as a president.
But do you agree? Do you agree with the picture these people are presenting? Because when officials of the government speak, they say that the economic condition in the country is okay.
But when the economic condition in the country is okay, you can see the kind of money that take us down to work. You see the faces of like people. When the country is booming economically, you see the multitude of people on the road, doing commercial activity. But what's the commercial activity that you see? anything for anybody in Liberia right now. Abu, we are doomed. We are doomed for this disease.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Okay, Hussein Kiao, good morning. Let's hear you.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Sherry.
Morning.
Yes, and let me say good morning to those who follow the show. I call from the Rank Jacobstown. Yes, follow the show religiously. So, Abu, I trust your ability, your investigative ability, and being a researcher for the period. Even in Africa, Ghana, for example, Africa, when those countries were on the path of development, but they are developing, they were not absolutely rosy.
So what is happening in Liberia development?
Abu, you need.
No, I asked you a question. You part of the problem with you. I come and call you off, right? I asked you a question, you answer me. We'll have a civilized conversation. So what is happening in Liberia development?
A massive development.
Where? Where?
One.
No, where? No. Actually, where? Let me lie. One. Where? You live Peace Island. The Peace Island Road, has it been done now? Is there any plan to do Peace Island Road? When it's a rainy season, you can wear shoes, you can wear slipper, you can fold your trousers all the way to your knee to walk. You can't stay on the road. You take phone, you call on show, you say government working. That's how you suffer in your life. You living in water. Government import road there. You say massive development. So tell me where now? Peace Island Road, your massive development now start?
So with our advocates and being
what kind of advocacy, my man? I asking you direct question. Peace Island Road. I'm going nowhere. Peace Island Road. What you living? What water can take the whole road? Right? They dump out right on the road. They play dirty at that, right? So what a massive development now go to your place? Tell her.
So Peace Island, Livingstone to Johnson, they have been captured under this budget. It would be paid.
Capture on what kind of budget? 2 years later, you're telling me it's been captured, but you say massive development going on. So what happened in the past 2 years? No. What happened in the past 2 years? No, what happened in the past 2 years? But you say massive development going on, huh? Then 2 years past, he says he captured now. Okay, let's move on that one. Let's come to education, right? What has happened in your educational life 2 years later since rescue camp? No. I'm talking about you. Leave all that number. We're talking about you. The example would be you. You. No, not personal, but you're a librarian now, so we gotta take the example from you. So what school you in? What school you in right now?
As a former classroom instructor.
What kind of former? My man, I'm talking about see, you're picking in, they give you $50 to call on show, you'll be talking all kind of tabata. So I'm asking you now, you graduated from high school ever since. So what your level now? The massive development are going on in the country. Has it developed your life to what extent?
So I'm in the private sector. And when
what kind of I say educate? Okay, so you forget about school being here. You forget about school being here?
Well, I'm telling you what I hear in the private sector.
So you no. I know you are passionate about school, so you forget about school being here. Not easy, you forget about school, so you're in the private. So what are you doing in the private sector? What are you doing in the private sector?
I'm a professional.
Professional what?
People listen, right?
Professional what? What are you doing in the private sector? Hey, my friend, what are you doing in the private sector? They broadcast team, what you're saying developing will know from your life. So what are you doing in the private sector?
You think I was in government? I'm not in government.
I say, what are you doing in the private agency? You defend government, you can't even, the example on your spoon set like you can't even show it. You say, the government work, massive development, the community you living in swamp. Rainy season time, you can take out your shoe, you can wear slipper to find your own community. You sit down and say 2 years later, you say, good morning, let's hear you.
Good morning, Abu. How are you?
Morning, go ahead.
Yeah. This is Edmond.
You didn't come and sit on your trade country for $50 cash canteen. You didn't come and sit on trade country for that. Go ahead.
I'm not visually impaired. I'm pushing for the return of President Weah. You know, my brother, the facts are there, and it is clear that the country is difficult. You know, that news story that you were talking about, I was quite shocked. You know, 37 grade of surgery, and now even the door for the door to finish is not easy. So it's clear. These are the things that were coming off from the media when the guy said, if I continually say that it is stage managed, when will you get to know that these things are not stage managed? So things are done okay. Then, Papa, with this all breaking down of people who I saw the other lady showing on full belly, going crazy, I'm going crazy, and saying that she's supposed to rescue. So, what's going on here? When you follow this thing on a daily basis, what comes to mind is fear. Because we are headed in the wrong direction. Anything sparkle here is not going to be good for us. But the guys remain arrogant. They remain arrogant, claiming that they are defending government, but they are not defending government. But let's look at the president. What did he say? Oh, it's not making new land. For all the places that are under ASL are in a very bad condition. Go to Tony Reyes.
The men say the country has become massive development going on. Do you see massive development?
No development, brother. What development? What development?
2 years later, how many skyscrapers have they built? How many new schools have they built? How many new hospitals have they built? Some massive development going on. 2 years later, how many new hospitals have they built? How many new markets?
The public school they talk about, we have not seen that coming into fruition up to present. Then you also talk about immediately when they're going to start building 600 low income homes. We are not seeing that coming up. But when you are seeing it destroyed, how do you think Liberia? You're Liberia now. When you are destroying Liberia, you're not going to have it in a really same time. All of these property guys are creating.
So how many express road has the president built or initiated? Because it's a massive.
In fact, I was telling you the other day about one of the
who's it we can lie? There a Peace Island market door. The picking can lie. I have a $50 scratch card in it. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ishmael Kamara, and I call you this morning for Painesville.
Go ahead. Ishmael, everybody is crying everywhere. People are crying. The mothers are frustrated. What is going on?
So Abu, the thing is, to defend law is very, very much difficult. And the thing is, we as a country like Liberia, we practice our democracy from the U.S. And you will also understand that in the U.S. democracy, where we have the Democrat and the Republican in America, if and only if the Republican bloc got the power and our government is not performing, they will come out to speak in session. So, in our country, similarly, I think in my mind, every time we make government, we that make that government will be the first people to speak when they are not proceeding well. Unfortunately, in our country, is a contrary. People are looking at things on the basis of government. So even if the government is not proceeding well, people don't talk it. That is bad for our democracy. So coming to what the lady was just saying, and don't market with me, I just saying, going back to we are government. When we are in the power, you made 10 president join, you get 20. You made 100, you get 200. And Waka promised us that if he comes to power, when he made people, two were there, he will take them down. For God's sake, this is just common logic, simple mathematics. How do you expect people to go in the market to when over 15,000 persons were taking off job while represented by this government? So, this is only if two people are in government. They are the ones that are going to be getting a $100 job, $200 job, $150 job, and they'll go to the marketplaces and buy. But then, they are not going to the marketplaces and buy right now because they don't have the money coming from in their pockets. So,
yeah, but the government sort of create other avenues. It sort of attract private sector growth. It sort of bring people, it sort of bring foreign direct investment. So people will get jobs. The president said you're going to make sure that the NGOs and companies will come back here because he had a face, he had a reputation, and you people gave a man job to a board. So the man has been there, the oldest man has been there, and this is what's happening. Despair everywhere.
No guys who campaign on the mantra to convince the people that the former regime was not able to deliver, that the president at the time didn't know anything about governance. He was a soccer player and they knew it better. But in reality, we always review.
Okay, thank you very much. So our guest at 9 o'clock will not join us in studio, rather we'll do it on the phone. But let's take you. Good morning.
Hey, Abu, you never know, Abu. who say who bury here in the same with things this lying to the people, and then we get a micro inch. Abu remember say Abu I do certify this Idris has somebody.
Oh, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. Yeah, go ahead. You're live, man.
Yeah, you see this development business. Nobody against development, but you can't go and start putting house for people you don't.
But that development won, man. Now the whole country, every day, crying that development won, right? But what we know in other countries, somebody is talking about Gerald Rawlings in Ghana.
Yeah.
When the man come in break, the man will bring the blueprint, the team come and do that. Everybody will see it, the contractors, everybody will be known. In the next 1 week, you see construction on. But I don't know, people, since they took off it, they are breaking places. We see one black, they put one black down here, but they say that development.
Which is very wrong. You want to start from development as a leader or leaders, develop the people's life first. When people life, when the person that get job, the person that get food, then they pray for them to see breaking that development there. I just want to give some emphasis. That I will always talk about 7 characters. The 7 characters are 7 senses. Your head and your heart. Those two, if you say why, then you will destroy everything.
So you think the president using your own Wesley? Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning. Morning. Good morning, sir. What is your name?
This is the boss of the Common Board Chairman. I'm TOC Willie.
Massive development, so clean it. Let's hear what thing you're getting. You get skyscraper, you get rule.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me say I want you to open down the debate today. I want to debate Hussein.
Why you want to waste your time, Hussein? Hussein know why you debating. Hussein are in school, in driving school. Then that the man you want to debate.
No, they get
Picking and hustling, thumbs high. So picking and hustling, understand. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Abu, there is the thing. For 12 years, everybody could now match citizen record when it comes to job creation and facing the economy. So then how will we get development? That's a fight for us. We don't go where, if I've been working, you can't see, we can't say,
yeah, they can just say the I've been working. You say where now? Then they can.
They can't see your opportunity, for me, I don't want to tell you your opportunity. When I say citizen work on the economy and create more jobs and the other party in that 12 years, in 2 years we are not seeing any data. So go to human development or chat, yearly chat data. You will see this. That is the link.
Okay. Are you who's in care who debate you're getting ready for now? All right, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning, sir.
How you doing?
I'm trying. They think that 3 years in not easy. The whole country, we don't even know where we're going. No way to go America again. So we here now, but no hope, no job, no business, market.
We're trying to tell our people they just say we don't know better. But at least the woman set an example that they themselves passing cry. Let me still go, we do this, nobody forces them. But at least they will realize that what they did here is wrong. They have made the wrong choice. Everywhere you pass, every sector, people cry. They have a man who just called and he left this island. We all live the island here. See, kind of suffering that we can pass through. When you go in the money, you have to take off the shoe as you ready to sit there. Then you pass it around a massive development way. It's very bad, my brother. Let me tell you back, Abu. The thing that they're pressing today. The woman is a bad room, way. At the end of John, we are redeemed. But it takes some time before road will get straightened. Because after the rain falls heavily, it rot. So those people that were placing a rock at the end of John regime before the road then start coming up. So by the grace of God, just linked it out. Like Melissa Braga used that the road would be good. We like in trouble. The road being established. See, is that different to the woman you?
No, but you can't say. I think it is mediocre to celebrate that you have a dusty road connecting the southeast, and because it is dry and people are applying, so that means no, that's not what Liberian wants. Pave the road. Be celebrating pave road. Right? In Burkina Faso, when that young boy says he has built road, they don't show the people gravel. They say, oh, car can go there and come back. That is being small-minded. Pave the road and tell us you've paved the road to the southeast.
See what happened, Abu. All the towers they are mad with the president. We agree, making the NGA process to put it on the road for here to build and for family is a good thing. But why you must do all from transportation to places? The people that are running, that people that are suffering. These are things that people do to support their family. So if you want to put NGA process on the let me regulate our presses. Send our 11,000, you're not running there because you're doing that to survive. So you at least just bring it down to 8,000. Now you are doing the best. But then you put passing on the road, you say 5,000. No wonder why the tax is going. People that were in the process ever said, no passing, nothing. Nothing is coming at the time. You say you put passing on the road profit.
Okay. I see why people are crying. Oh, well, good morning.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Yeah, managing. Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is James. I'm chairman of the Federal Assembly, District 16, Nikuta. Abu, this will continue to last to the Liberian people until the battle, after 3 or 4 years is finished. Because 2 years go in breeze without any development, because they don't have the developmental plan. You understand? Can you imagine? Yesterday, the vice president was in Nikuta. He was invited by the, global group, the global group, from the southeast. And he went there. You know what he told the people? He said, my people, if all the roads in the southeast, if they are not safe and well constructed, nobody should vote for GMB myself this camp 2029. That the prophecy is there. Can you imagine that? How many more years you get to construct the road?
He is still promising. I thought he's supposed to be reporting on the paved roads.
Yeah, that's why he told the people yesterday, if all the roads in the southeast, they are not safe, my people, you might not go for GMB myself this camp 2029. You understand? So, these people continue to lie. Instead of construction, there's massive destruction within Liberia. I'm telling you, Liberia within the international scene. Your country now is under great destruction. Demolition is going here and there. We are hearing that opposite, NC, they have to work. Yeah, the people have been earmarked. There are other areas that have been earmarked. You understand, Abu? They are now telling our old man, our papa, who cannot read and write. They are not putting in a place as indication that if you are crossing road to a place where there is no cross road, they will put you in a rescue and you will pay $5 US. Can you imagine that? Is there money they're looking for? So there's a lot of discussion. They got a lot of things to do.
So yeah. That is important. The old man and Papa, when you crossing road now, you must make sure or that $5 US, or I know you go to jail for 15 days.
You should ask your son and daughter to escort you to show you why the cross road and what the hell. If that's what they were rescuing for $5 US. And most of these roads, there's no cross road, there's no indication. You understand? So they are doing things that they themselves do not have idea of. So this is the culture we have. But I'm saying this to say, they got no way out this time 2029. So they are fighting by all costs to get all the things they can get for themselves and just leave it, with the opposition to come.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Good morning. Yeah, last caller, we try to join Jay Gabriel. You can go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Mohammed Dondo Fufana Jr. Abu, sometimes when I said, if I were our country, I say that when people, we ourselves put us in this problem. This paper and tenant, they are always lying, and I call and say, how are you crying? You call and say that massive development, but the people are crying daily. They say massive development. You lie to the audience that is listening to you, and your government is lying. So the people who are saying this problem, and then we'll see this problem on the 2029. So that's why I gotta say,
Thank you very much. And somebody says, but guess what? There is an ongoing protest in the FDA community. Just so you know. So this is the country. Even on a Monday like day, I just told you earlier this morning that we should start on a bright note or what have you. But people have issues now. There's protests in the FDA community. I've just been lectured about that, so it's important to let you know. And of course, so look at this, right? Our people are crying. They're going on the social media, they're complaining, their homes have been broken down and what have you. And there is a degree of social impact on that, you know. And they are citizens of the country. A lot of them support us because some of those communities generated a lot of vote for the current president. So instead of the president setting up, a sensitive president would set up a special committee, right, to do an assessment across the country and catalog and have a conversation and design a mitigation strategy to reach out. Let's say the government desire is to demolish this structure, demolish the people home. And for those of you out there that believe that everywhere demolition is happening mean the people were on government rule or that government property, it is not in all of the cases. Some of those people who property are even being demolished, right? They have claim, legal claim. Some of them have documentation, but it is other people who are more powerful and connected to the government than them that go to the court, make their way through the court, they come out, and because the government want to be seen as doing something, so they assign gunmen and yellow machine, they execute it, they break it down. No room to have conversation. The president has demonstrated that he has no desire to have any kind of conversation with anybody. So they break it home, they break it. So on the other end, could the president decide to be a human being for once and recognize that these people are his responsibility? Whether you say they should not have been where they were, but now they're homeless. Do you go to bed sleeping sound knowing that hundreds of your citizens are sleeping in the street? Baby mothers, pregnant women, they're sleeping in the street. They're sleeping in abandoned vehicles along the roadside. Vulnerable. People whose homes have been demolished, broken down. The president, Mr. President, care less to set up no committee to move in and try to see what they can do. No, what the president set up a committee in the face of public work to manage yellow machines. So the president cares more about his friends getting job and stealing from the country and distributing it among his cronies and all what have you. You can go to hell. If you like sleeping in a gutter, that's your business. Once the president don't care, we all don't care anymore. If you like climbing a tree with your baby, you're sitting there, you're asleep. I mean, that is the interpretation. The president has demonstrated insensitivity. Whether you like it or not, whether you support the president or not, what we need in the moment of distress is for the leader to empathize, to show some empathy, right? Whether small or big, just whatever, some degree of empathy. Oh, my people, I understand. They have people say they wanted their land, but you know, that mean your papi, that mean your pa. What we'll do together is XYZ. In fact, I'm instructing my Ministry of Gender people and Social Protection people and some people from the Ministry of State. People will work around and will find some small little basket to see how we can salvage some of the situation. But no. President says, going making new land. The Army will take their land. Giving rise to increase. Just later on, I will try to know what is happening in the FDA community. Maybe that's a land issue. Because mind you, Johnsonville is supposed to come out. There are several places, though. Just when they did Rototown, and I mean, the places are earmarked. So get ready. When you're sleeping, just hope and pray that your grantor is a legit grantor or whatever. But just anything could happen to anybody, right? Let's take a break of Crime Stopper Liberia. We'll come back. We try to see what else to do right here on the big station. Unfortunately, Mr. Yinka has encountered a breakdown, so he can be live with us in studio, but we could consider other means. Let's see what happens after this break. Crime Stopper Liberia. We'll be right back.
Shabba musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hands. Call the right authority. Tell it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a you must talk it. I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia. Welcome back to it. And this is the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. I'm told a lot of things happen in West Point with the Jidepo people program. Okay, so and the vice president, when he appeared, he made some comments and all that. So I think we'll have to reschedule because these things, when they are in the when they're in studio, it can be good, especially for guests like Akipa Nyika. I'm trying to connect. So let's spend time on this because this one here too is about our people. The police people say they're trying to enforce one law, and they're trying to enforce one law. And when the election happened, and a lot of our people were going to the polls with anger, and the overriding perspectives were that Judge Weah, it's not well connected, about government, people riding on him, blah, blah, blah. So because of him, things not happening, things not coming in the country. But he wasn't imposing fines and tariff and increasing taxes on the people. It's been moderate. He wasn't minimizing costs on the people, minimizing burden on the people. But today, all the old law that was not applied way back in the 19 your 42-year-old experiment bringing it. Without any education, without any sensitization, without any awareness to prepare the society, to prepare the community, they come broad daylight, they impose it. Because they are more, the intention is sinister. Because they are more unaware or uneducated, unenlightened people about these rules. So you make an announcement that you're going to enforce it. So that you grab more people, you have more people to pay the fines. Then, you see. So the people say the country Kamene complaining that they're not making money. And blah, blah, blah. People working to places, the salary they can't come on time. This is the reality today that we face. You understand? This is the reality today that we face. Right? Okay. Okay. So this is the new reality today that we face. So what happens? What happens is this. Let me get this thing quickly and read it. What the police people say. The police people say, in the face of all that you're complaining, and you'll be crossing the road. You must know how you're crossing the road. Because as far as they are concerned, the government need to make money. The government need to make money. Okay, let's see. The government need to make money. So once you're crossing the road, I just want to read the update for our people quickly. Where is this thing here, man? Okay. Once you're crossing the road, you cross the road to the raffle place. They'll find you $5 US. So, for example, there's a place where they can mark. They'll put a well line there. You see that the crosswalk. But if you go cross the road somewhere else, other than that, when the police people hold you, the government say the police people must not leave you. You must pay $5 US to the government. For those of you that will be crossing the road to the place, you're not supposed to cross the road. You'll pay $5 US to the government. And you understand? Then, for those of you that will be driving your cars, right? And then you're driving the car, but you not get license. Or you're driving the car with fake license. Or you're driving the car with fake license. The government say when the police will hold you, the ticket now they're not $50 or $60 or $100 ticket anymore. They're not $50 or $100 ticket anymore. Fake lesson. The government say the police will hold you. You pay $5,000 US. Maybe you go apply for lesson. Then your money laying in someone expediter here. They go down the road. They give you someone a license. It will you. When the police catch you in the street and they establish a fake lesson, that lesson now go to the real system. The government say the police will hold you. You must pay $5,000. You pay it. They must grab you. They go put you in jail for how many years? 3 years, They will put you in jail for 3 years. So bitch. For fake lesson. 5,000. Maybe you driving some a baby solo, then you go get somebody go bring some a lesson, Government say they're not $50 US anymore. The people are desperate, they're looking for money. They will squeeze it out of our people. Even though our people are complaining, say, oh, we get a job, please get a job. Even with your hardship, or you go to service. When you get insurance, $500 US. On the spot. Or you go to jail for another good number of years. So all of these things, for the most part, is adding insult to injury. So many people believe that this is the height of insensitivity. As Liberians are crying, they're complaining, and they're talking everything that they're saying, the government is not listening. What can we do for the president to know that he's leading a country and that the hope and aspiration of the people hang on him, and the decisions he take must reflect the interests and the condition of the people. The poor suffering, they get money. Then he grab somebody power. He said, because that fake lesson, $5,000 US, maybe that car said, remember, for 2,000 and change or something, 3,000, 5,000. Or you want to start stealing people's cars to sell it? Police are stealing the train motorbikes. Train motorbike is stolen, not enough now. Traffic violation. Non-criminal offense. Traffic violations. They're taking $5,000 for traffic violation. No longer $50 ticket. And what already complain, say, $50 ticket, this, that's it. No, talking. And then, oh man, why you not even do no sensitization, no awareness? We see the police going around educating people, at least for some period and stuff, and then painting the rules and demarcating the areas and blah, 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 creating jingles, and, and short drama and putting it on television, public awareness, because the essence of public policy is to ensure change in the attitude of the people and these kinds of things for society to change in a special way. But this one here is to take money, is to exploit the people. The government is more interested in collecting the $5 from the old man and the papi then, and road users, than educating the people and, of course, changing the lifestyle. But let's hear from you. What do you think about it? Do you think it is right? It is timely? It's okay. Let's hear your view. We'll do that. But quickly, since I already have the chairman of STEN, the executive director of the Civil Society STEN, I told you earlier that STEN issued a statement with regards to the ongoing demolition exercise that's going on without any concern or care from the government and all that. They have a position statement. And so Honorable Mobake Molu has joined us to talk about that. So let's welcome this morning Honorable Mobake Molu. Chairman, good morning.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine this morning, Chairman. You issue a very strong statement in as much as it is a solidarity statement, but for the most part, others think the statement is so very harsh. What do you think? And what's the motivation behind it?
Well, the motivation behind the official position statement released by the Solidarity and Trust for New Day is the increased sufferings of the Liberian people and the insensitivity of President Boakai, ignoring the sufferings of the people. Okay. To the contrary, his officials continue to aggravate and expand an insensitive demolition exercise that is only creating a serious humanitarian crisis in the country and increasing the displacement of innocent Liberian citizens. And this appears to be coordinated from the start. It was presumed that the president did not acquiesce to the action or was not aware of the actions being taken to displace innocent Liberian citizens, most of whom have legitimate, valid deeds to their property. But when Joseph Boakai showed up at the second barracks and made statements empowering the armed forces of Liberia to go and take back what he claimed to be their property, in my view, he committed the government to that particular exercise. He has taken complete, absolute ownership of the demolition exercise that is being perpetrated by different state actors. So this has now been fully owned by the ruling United Party and the Bokele government because of that position statement. He didn't just authorize the AFL to go after land and to seize land, to take back land.
You call that a position statement?
By Joseph Boakai? Of course. I mean, the president is the chief executive of the state. All heads of agencies, all ministers of government, all appointees of government operate or functions at the will and pleasure of the presidency. They carry out his dictates, his whims, his caprices, his agenda. So every position statement from the president is an instruction to individual appointees that he put in different functionary So if the president says to the armed forces of Liberia, go and take your land back, which has been occupied by Liberians that have claim to the property. Some are saying they have legitimate deeds. So that particular statement authorizes the armed forces of Liberia to use whatever means necessary to displace Liberian citizens. And you know, the army, they're not like the court. As much as the court has integrity issues, but at least there is a measure of decency that is exercised when the court send people, even though they are also becoming brutal against civil rights. So when Boakai authorizes the army to go and take back property, that could also lead to violence. And he didn't just say that, he went even beyond that and said he has told ministers of government, officials of government, to claim properties that belong to agencies and ministries. So I think this has now become a policy of the Unity Party-led government that has been interpreted by President Boakai, instructing heads of autonomous agencies, ministries of government, armed forces of Liberia to go after land. So Boakai has taken ownership of the demolition exercise.
Chairman, what would say the instruction was to go and reclaim public property, not actually to go and just do a land grab and take private property or what have you. I mean, do we have problem with government institutions going to claim public property? Do we have problem with that? What is the insensitivity about that?
So in the first place, are you by making the case that President Boakai's statement is an instruction to government functionaries to go and reclaim quote unquote public properties? I would then proceed with a follow-up question to you, that is a journalist. Are you claiming that government has at no time been wrong in pursuit of anything that they claim belongs to them?
No. The nature of how they go and claim it is another thing. So are you questioning the manner in which they are acquiring these properties, or you have a problem with the discussion?
Not just the manner that may be questionable,
okay. But
as for the claim laid on these properties, how do we even establish that these properties are public properties? I will start a court of competence jurisdiction. There has to be jurisdictional interpretation of properties that government claim belongs to them that are also being claimed by private citizens.
In the case of the AFL, the president said the army knows their property.
Oh, but then, well, there are private citizens claiming the property. There are private citizens saying that they have legitimate deed to some part of that property. So it may be that someone has 1 acre of land, but they are claiming 10 acres. So the only institution of governance that have got the prerequisite responsibility to establish the validity of a claim is the court. So if Boakai has bypassed the court and is authorizing the military to go and take their property, so how do we establish the parameters of what the AFL owns? So I think this decision that has been given down by the presidency will lead to business violence, or may lead to arbitrariness on the part of the army that give innocent Liberian citizens. Not just that. He also instructed cabinet officials to claim properties that belong to government. So how do you know that the properties that they may claim actually belong to government? How do you not know that these individuals may even go a step further in implementing the president's decision or the president's order, that may even go a step further and claim beyond what's supposed to be for these agencies of government? How do you not know that?
So Mr.
In a nutshell, President Boakai's decision to authorize his government, cabinet officials, etc., in the army to go after public properties may be exploited by these state actors that are already trying to infringe on the rights of ordinary Liberians to go and take excess parameters of government properties. So I think it will simply lead to lawlessness. It will lead to
no, but the courts are still there. The courts are still there. These private property owners could go to the court. Or are you saying by the fact that the president issued that statement, the court doesn't exist anymore to hear this matter?
But you don't have an independent judiciary. You know the court is not independent. already there are corrupt judges that are manipulating injunctions, manipulating legal processes, and amending these, editing these to give private citizens who have connections to government officials legitimacy over land that don't belong to them. Look at Satan. Go to Satan. You will be disheartened how thousands of Liberians have been displaced because one individual who laid claims to the property using a deed that is questionable. And mind you now, the residents of the properties have their legitimate deeds. I grew up in Satan.
Okay.
I grew up in Satan. I was in Satan in the 80s. So some of the people who were displaced are people that I know. Some took 40 years, some took 30 years, some took 35 years to develop these properties. They have
okay.
Government functionaries to go to claim properties. How do regular Liberian citizens that are impoverished stand against the president's mandate in court? So that is a message that has been sent to the judiciary, also not just the cabinet officials, that they should, that by denying poor people their right to their land, they are carrying out the dictates and the orders of the presidency. And this is wrong. That's why we are questioning the president to hold the demolition exercise and rise up in support of the people and show that the mass displacement of our people will be halted, will be curtailed, because this has led to increase in humanitarian crisis, increase in the suffering of children. Like in Satan, a school was destroyed that is providing learning opportunities to hundreds of students. Those students today are no longer in school. There are children who are homeless because the owner whom they know since they were born, they are 50, I mean, they are in their 18s, they are in their 20s, they are in their 30s. They are cut off from those homes because their parents are displaced based on the fact that one individual went to court and exploited a questionable deed to dislodge them from their property. This is wrong. That's why Stan is asking the government to halt this illegal demolition exercise that's leading to the mass suffering of our people.
And you said in your statement as well that these militarization and, of course, demolition exercises have the propensity to reopen the wounds that caused Liberia's civil war. I mean, has it reached that point, Chairman? Can you elaborate?
It has crossed that point. If the military is being invited by the president to get involved in a land dispute problem between a land dispute situation between one group of people and the other, and he authorizes the military to get involved. Now, the actual motivation behind that is not that he's just supporting the military blindly, because he wants the army close to him. Now, mind you, there is going to be a very crucial presidential legislative elections.
No, but how close he wants the army close to him? He is the commander-in-chief of the army. They're already close. So how close he wants the army?
You can be commander-in-chief. You may be commander-in-chief, but when instructions are given, it may take time to be implemented because of the distance of the implementers. So the army band to 72nd and the army band at the Shuffling Barracks or Camp Nama, which is closer. Of course, 72nd's barrack is much more closer. So why is he urging the army? Why is he supporting the army's movement back to the 72nd barrack? Because it's in the perimeters of his house. It is close to him. It takes less than 5 minutes drive from 72nd barracks to Rehab, where Joseph Walker lives. And that will be a crucial election. So you can understand that the president may have serious considerations for which these policies have been taken. So some of these actions are politically motivated because selfish political agenda has come to play. So we are simply saying, be that as it may, that the president cannot invite the army to be a participant in civilian discourses because the army does not reason like regular citizens.
Okay.
They are armed. They are trained to be aggressive. They are trained to decimate violence on their opponents. So it is a mismatch for the army to be invited in a land conflict where regular citizens are making claims and are showing validity. This is wrong.
Was that the basis on which you said the president has legitimized violence against the poor?
So in the process of taking the land, in the process of the army claiming or reclaiming that land he claimed is for the army, what is the perimeter? Do they have 1 acre of land at that premises? So what happens to the next acre? What happens to the next several lots? So
Okay, the line. We still have. Okay. Oh, okay. It went off. Random crash. Okay. So, Chairman is back to continue from where he stopped. Exactly. This is a boiling issue in the country right now as we speak. And Stan has issued this statement. Stan B. Very fierce political civil rights.
Sorry. The line dropped.
Go ahead, Chief.
So as I was trying to establish in the process of pursuing to implement the president's mandate to go and take land, whether the citizen said, "This is my land, I'm not going to move," it will lead to wanton brutality against these innocent citizens. So that is the meaning of the president legitimizing violence. Now, mind you, also, it is not only 72nd that is involved in land dispute. There are other communities. Rototown experienced a breakdown a few days ago. Last week it was Satan. A few months ago it was Stockton Creek. A few months ago it was Newport Street. And there are other places we are hearing about demolition exercises in other parts of Monrovia. So he didn't just say Amish wouldn't take back land. He also said he has told cabinet officials to go and reclaim properties belonging to government entities. So it is a vast, expanded mandate that he has given, open mandate that he has given that could be exploited. So in the implementation exercise, these officials may inflict violence against innocent Liberian citizens that are already been displaced in pursuit of carrying out the mandate of the most powerful citizen in our country. In my view, in the view of state, this constitutes a blanket order, a blanket mandate, a blanket weaponization of the military and governing functionaries to inflict violence, to inflict mayhem on innocent citizens, most of whom that may have legitimate or valid deed to their properties that may be claimed by these government functionaries based on the president's mandate.
So, but at this point, the orders are already out. There is very little we can do about it.
Well, that is the impunity we're trying to curtail.
How are you trying to curtail it? The president has already mandated, so it's going to be executed as you know it.
So are you saying the government will proceed to, or individuals will proceed to inflict harm on innocent citizens?
No, what I'm saying, the president has instructed the army to go and reclaim their land or possess their land, and they are going to obviously go and possess their land. Are you saying they are not going to do it?
Our job is to build the consciousness of Liberian citizens to rise up and say no to these things because it has the propensity to undermine or break down the fabrics of our democratic society.
But in the case of 72nd, Chairman, in the case we're talking about how many people that have guns. So how are people going to rise up against them?
I'm not saying they should rise up against people with arms.
Okay.
For the 72nd barracks, we simply unravel the president's draconian hypocritical mandate. Whatever ensued after that, whatever ensued in the armies, in the process of the army reclaiming that land, any violence that ensues in that process, the president bears the greatest responsibility for that because he has instructed the army to proceed to 72nd and take back their land.
So the question becomes to you as a civil society leader, what are you doing? Civil societies are very sine qua non to fledgling democracy. So what are you doing to prevent whatever potential chaos or violence?
This is what I'm doing. We are building the consciousness and building the awareness of our citizens and hoping to appeal to the consciousness of the presidency to back off from this draconian measure that is under people. The president, now every president is elected to carry out the dictates, the aspirations of the people. It is his responsibility to ensure the maximization of the interests of the Liberian people. Now, if perhaps when he made the statement, it was ignorantly made, he may not have understood the repercussions thereof. I'm not trying to inform him.
That's the president.
Of course, the president is not always right. He could be wrong, and I think in this instance he's very, very wrong. This is the president that appears to be incapacitated mentally. Look at the sonnet address. You saw Joseph Boakai asking for permission from people that work for him as to whether it was time to ask his guests to sit down. does not look like a man that is in charge of anything. He's not in charge of anything. He appears to have been affected by what we consider as a serious breakdown in mental functioning called dementia. So the fact that you are the president does not mean that you're always right. He is wrong, and we have to tell him that he is wrong, and you need to revert to status quo on this issue, because it may lead to wanton violence against regular Liberian citizens.
Are you considering engaging the High Command of the Army to understanding their approach and seeing what suggestions or recommendations you could make to them to prevent?
The Army doesn't take orders from me. They don't work for me.
No, but you could write.
The Army has a high command.
Mm-hmm.
The Army there's a chain of command in the military. And that chain of command works all the way to the office of the presidency. When the president gave an instruction or gave order, the Army don't look at me and say, "Oh, you are an activist, we respect you, so therefore we're not going to carry out the order." No. And besides that, the Army is run by his kinsman as chief of staff. So it is not the Army and I. We don't have a conversation. The Army listens to one man. That man is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, Joseph Boakai. So when he gives a mistaken instruction that may lead to wanton death and destruction, as a citizen with rights, it is my responsibility also as an activist to inform Joseph Boakai and have him reminded of his civil responsibility to the state to ensure the protection of life and properties and to maximize the interests of the people. So that's what we are doing. His decision to authorize the Army to move in 72nd and seize land and take land outside the court process, in my view, is an authorization to inflict harm and violence on innocent citizens. And it is also seen as an expanded mandate that is not limited to 72nd. It may be implemented outside that parameters by government officials. So a president that is responsible, that understands his responsibility, that understands his duties to the state, that is in charge of ensuring that there's no civil breakdown, that the interest of the Liberian people is always premium above the interest of a few, will not speak like that. His utterances at the barrage, in my view, constitute an irresponsible presidency that needs to be corrected. And I think at this point in time, we need to tell Mr. Boakai that he spoke wrongly. He didn't speak as a statesman, and he need to revert what he has done. Otherwise, it may lead to a process that will lead to the death of innocent Liberian citizens, and he will bear the greatest responsibility if that process continues.
Do you think the president will revert, and what could be done to have the president revert?
Citizens can stand up because all power is inherent in the people. Those that have been displaced are in their tens of thousands. So what if they came together? What if they stood up together peacefully? What if they said enough is enough? And this is going to be part of our responsibility.
Citizens appear protest fatigue on the fact that the police have not been friendly in engaging protesters. They've not been democratic in handling. So people are becoming protest fatigued, and nothing happens whenever they come out. No redress. The government doesn't pay attention. So do you trust that the people are mobilized sufficiently to want to even stand up? It seems like this.
And that is the danger. That is the danger to our democracy, Abu. Okay. Citizens, in your view, appear protest fatigue. This is the same scenario that existed before 1990, before 1980. Governments that were repressive thought they were winning by suppressing fundamental rights. When fundamental rights are suppressed and the people go silent because of the militarization of the police or the army against peaceful citizens, then the people go silent and you don't know the next contemplation. That's why we don't want. We do not want a situation where there is a reversal of the state of affairs of the country to violence that may destroy lives and properties and take us back to a new law. We don't want that. So the fact that you think people that are afraid to come on in the street doesn't mean that they endorse actions of government. And to the people of Liberia, do not be protest fatigue, because our power is inherent in the people. All power is inherent in the people. If thousands of victims of this illegal demolition exercise come out and stand together and say no to this, do you think government will not listen? Government will be compelled to listen, because you know what? The government is afraid of the collective assembly of the people. So that's what we are going to do. We're not going to give up because or people appear protest fatigue. There may be thousands others out there that simply look forward to being to mobilize. There may be those that think that they reach a tilting point, that tipping point, and the time for them to rise up now is now. So we will be in the communities. We will be at every site where demolition took place. We will speak to the people's consciences to have them peacefully rallied to stand up and reverse this dangerous policy that has led to a bulldozer campaign against innocent Liberian citizens that are now displaced massively with their children, where schools are broken down, churches affected, mosques affected with impunity, and Bouake appears to be insensitive. We think it's time to stand up and say enough is enough. That was the essence of yesterday's address to the state.
And you're calling for a mass, but peaceful resistance.
But there has to be. What other option do you have? You have private citizens that are armed to the teeth, that are armed by illegal government authority, exploiting court injunctions to inflict harms, to steal people, to steal land from the poor people. What options do they have if they cannot get justice in the court of law? The only option is to stand up and say no, industry and demand some sort of intervention that will reverse the state of affairs. You can't sit there and allow injustices with nowhere to go. Go to Satan. Where do they go? We're talking about more than 10,000 persons that were displaced through a process that is not only draconian but that is questionable. Where do they go?
So lastly,
and the presidency has the presidency appears to be standing with those that are inflicting harms on the people
against the masses. So just before I leave you, Chairman, the last time you rallied people out against the things that were happening in the country, it ran you into some trouble with the police. You went to court. What's the status of that? And you are planning to do another one. It seems you're not afraid of trouble.
Brother, I'm not a troublemaker. I'm not the one causing trouble.
Yeah, but the government and police make your action to look like trouble.
The real troublemaker is Gregory Comer and his bunch of police gangsters. They kill people in King George. 3 young people, shot them point blank. Shot them there at point blank range, and with impunity. After that, there has been no accountability in the death of the innocent Liberian citizens that were simply calling for labor reform in Grand Cape County. Troublemaker, Gregory Comer, police. See what happened to Marvin Morba. A mentally ill man that needed help to go to the hospital was shot dead point blank range by Comer's police. And Gregory Comer was on the radio, a midnight podcast, defending the criminal and the murderous action of the police. So who's a troublemaker? I'm the troublemaker. When Gregory Comer set free an alleged rapist, Brian McGill, whose father is still crying for justice. A 14-year-old child was allegedly raped by a government official who did not see prisoner's bench. I was put on prisoner's bench for lies, for trump-up charges, claiming that we were charged for failure to disburse, this other conduct. That was enough to put me on prisoner's bench. But alleged raping of a 14-year-old child was not enough to put Brian McGill on prisoner's bench. So it tells you the kind of justice that we have. We have a two-sided justice system where one is for those that are privileged, one for the underprivileged. So when people are treated like that, it is my responsibility, it is our responsibility to stand up and say, wait a minute, what's going on here? There has to be a change in direction of governance. So that's what we are doing, and we will never be afraid to do what is right to set things straight in our country. That may be a troublemaker, then I'm proud I said to be a troublemaker.
Chairman Morba Malou, thanks for taking our calls.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go to you, the audience. What do you make? His name is Mobake Malou, the lead organizer of STAND, Civil Society Solidarity for a New Day. That's his position statement on matters of the demolitions that's going on across the country. He has described them as illegitimate and, of course, as things that have the propensity to take our country back to civil war. Do you believe so? And do you agree? But let me squeeze J. Gabriel Yinka. He should have been our guest on this entire segment, but unfortunately, due to change in schedule. Honorable Gabriel Yinka, good morning.
Yeah, thank you. It's been quite a hefty long time since we interacted. As a matter of fact, I don't know whether, it is destiny that doesn't want me to appear in the studio so soon. Perhaps my appearance.
Maybe you're afraid because there was a lot of interest in your appearance this morning, but I was considering if we could reschedule because I think the public will appreciate when you sit in studio. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But at times, fate has a way of taking care of issues. Who knows? One time I missed my flight to the airport. People went in the ground. I told them, no, it's possible our flight they have a crash. And God wanted to just leave me soon, or even have a big problem. So again, who knows what it is? But I'm still here. I'm here, and I'll always be here.
Sure.
I've said to the CDC folks when we joined them that look, Manning was dazzling audiences, also spectators on big soccer pitches around the world. When I was here doing my little thing, and so he came, he met me here, and as an international icon, he would leave and I'll still be here. I'm a small potato and I do small things in great ways, so I'm here too. Okay, but I just listening to the chair of Stan, and I cannot agree with him more, right?
Okay.
Because I'm not sure whether I could have articulated the governance breakdown better than he did. So again, to add my voice to his, because I think in my own case, I don't know whether we can discuss it now, but here's a point. Governments
briefly
all across the world,
okay,
whether it is in Somalia or Eritrea or Afghanistan, what is the fundamental purpose of instituting government? Abu, simply put, in political science, we see the essence of government is to seek the welfare of its citizens and protect them, right?
Correct.
So these massive illegal destruction of property that they call demolition, making people homeless. Is it a function of government? Does it fall within the bailiwick of the definition provided all over the world? It is not a Bwaka definition, it's not a unity party definition. It's a definition that is best practice, that is universal, that is conventional. So when a government seeks to deliberately and unquestionably render its citizens homeless, then what sort of government is that? That means the government has betrayed the purpose for which it was created.
The government argues that it is intended to pave the way for development.
It is a callous and inhumane argument. Callous is another word for being heartless.
Okay.
Only a wicked person makes that argument. Because ultimately,
but is this unique to Liberia?
Let me say this.
Go ahead.
But clear cut. Don't allow people to deceive our people, Abu. Who enjoys, ultimately, who are the beneficiaries of development projects and programs?
The people.
Say the birds or the cows, the goats, the sheep, you will bring them from across Mali, bring them to Liberia to enjoy development? No. President William R. Talbot Jr., who was the sitting OAU chairman when we came in, was the president of the World Baptist Alliance, wrote a book, and he calls it Humanistic Capitalism. One important concept that he clearly articulated in that book was that, look, the reason why capitalism must be humanistic is because anything you do on earth, if you are a good person, it must be intended to benefit somebody, a human being. So if the government is going to kill everybody, for instance, to build a 100-story skyscraper building, should we endorse that? No, we shouldn't.
Okay.
And that's, you remember one time, even as the former presidential advisor to the president of the Bureau of Communications, I said, and some of my folks had issue with that. If we have to choose between the bread and butter issues and the the development question, which is the infrastructure development.
The roads,
and
the
we
schools.
don't, the roads, the hospitals, the schools, and so forth, but we don't have sufficient money to do both. Any good leader will choose the bread and butter first over the infrastructure, because the bread and butter answers the question of humanity. Should we keep these people alive? Should we make sure they eat and live? One day, by the grace of God, we'll be able to raise more money and then build roads to benefit them. But when we allow them to die, even if we pay the road, what will be the essence of the road? I remember one time I was a lawmaker, I raised the issue about the Keba Road, and we were fighting to get a road from Boundary Junction all the way to Carwell. You remember how terrible the road was. And the president, Madam Sirleaf at the time, was building road somewhere in Sisi community where the kids would put blocks in the middle of the road and play free-time ball because the road was hardly used. So I said, how do you take that decision? You have a road that is a corridor, a very busy, not just human corridor, but a commercial corridor that serves as a detour between the two biggest commercial hubs in Liberia, Red Light and Douala. Because if you're not using the Japanese, I think what the Somalia grab,
that's correct.
Now, you use the Banazzo Junction rather than change it, and you go to Kawe and then on to Douala, right?
Correct.
And these are the biggest markets here. So you can't ignore the commercial and economic importance of that road. You build a road because the vice president lives in one community, and then children are using the road to play free-time ball because nobody uses the road. Hardly any car passes there. So we have to be clear, we have to be innovative and creative in the way we apply, these concepts.
So in a nutshell, the approach or the approaches are irrational, or if you mean insensitive.
Completely callous, completely insensitive, completely unconscionable. These approaches are, for me, a contradiction to the essence of governance. And people must be able to advise the president, you cannot proceed in such a fashion. What's the essence making people homeless, and why they are sleeping in the street with their babies? You give them rice, and you go, where are they going to cook? Where? If you love them much,
but look at how the president respond. I know I gotta let you go.
I didn't want to take the fact that because
no, but you are a statesman, you're a former leader in this country. I mean, you think about that. How do you internalize that?
Besides that, given his age, these are even though I'm growing older now, but you can't compare my age with that of
and he's a man of God, in fact, a deacon.
Yeah, very good. So as an elder, you can't say God is not, creating new land. If God wants to create land, will you stop him? Why are you giving people cheek even in their misery? You are deliberately orchestrating suffering and distributing poverty to the people. Then on top of that, you are giving mockery while they are suffering and crying. It doesn't speak to a heart of flesh. The Lord said to Ezekiel, I will remove the heart of stone, and I think that what needs to happen to the president. Okay. The heart of stone has to be replaced by the heart of flesh. So I was saying, I couldn't say this. So what's the essence? You say the AFL, and then you authorize the AFL now to go and grab land. Is it a land grabbing scheme that the president is endorsing and initiating? I've never heard that before. Where soldiers, so some of the soldiers, I'll come in 1 second, even though the president's context of this illegal instruction to grab land is within the context of the AFL, but some individual soldiers in the community will start grabbing land and say the president told us to grab our land, we know our land. So which institution of government is responsible to determine the ownership of land? As a student of law,
it will then become chaotic, as Molo has predicted.
Very good. I couldn't say it even better, because it is only the judiciary that can determine ownership of land. Possessory rights under our law are reserved for the judiciary to determine. Even if your private property is being encroached upon by somebody else, you don't just beat the president, kill the president, and say, I determine, I'll break your house down. Okay. You go to court. So we must encourage the rule of law. But like I said before, when this government took off from inception of this UP government, I have said consistently, without a shade of hesitation, that look, the biggest danger this presidency poses to the sustainability of the state is the desecration of the rule of law. It keeps happening every week, and nobody keeps listening to me.
That's the question of the rule of law. Honorable Yinka, I'm sorry, time is way. So, but we will have to. We'll do this thing. And, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I will take the stuff to the garage, and I'm sure we can redo it.
Because you already entering your intellectual.
No, but I'm always like that. Any day you wake me up, in fact, that's what I know best. I don't know how to fight. I don't know how to I don't know how to break down people's houses and make them homeless. I wouldn't know how to push policy discussions.
Because there are plenty of things we got to talk about. We got to talk about this case 11. We got to talk about what happened in there. We got to
want to talk about this 11? Yeah, no, we have a regime speaker who has become a billboard decorator.
Thank you.
Multiple wives who are suing him all over the place.
Oh my God!
For
but let's keep it for the mean day. But thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Okay, his name is Honorable J. Giba Yinka. Of course, weighing in briefly, he should have actually been the guest, but then some unforeseen circumstances happened, and he can be here. I saw, I think Sekou Kalasco was also trying to join. We're just out of time. Let me take a focus and be out because of time. Okay, I think I can squeeze Sekou on. Sekou, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sharif. How are you?
I'm doing better. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also doing wonderful.
Okay, let's hear you. What's your thought?
Yeah. Thank you. It's a pleasure being on your platform this morning. And as a regular follower who don't know what they call, but I thought, after listening to Chairman Molu and Mr. Yinka, just to point out something that I observe when I work with President Weah.
Okay.
Abu, and this is something that a lot of people don't know about. When we say leadership is about compassion, yeah, you can do your thing, but at times, like the Mr. Yinka said, you should not only be a leader to impose your will on the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You must be compassionate. But contrary to what we say, the lack of compassion in Mr. Boakai Tung and his action is alarming. Look, when the Invincible Park was being built, there were a lot of Zinran, and that place was a shanty town, right? And when the contractor came, the first thing they said to President Weah is, President, we can't build this park with this Zinran there around here. So the first thing we will have to do, because I played at government land, the first thing we will have to do, I was in our meeting, privileged to be in our meeting, is we will break all of the Zinran from around here, to give the park a facelift. So President Weah sat for long. He said, you want to move the people from over there just to build this park? He said, yes. He said, that's the only way this place will look good and recognizable. So President Weah said, the only way the place will look good is for us to displace these people that have been here, they have had their children, and that's the only way that this development will look good. He said, then I will have to rethink it. So they may ask, say, what are you thinking about? He said the government will initiate to construct a modern structure for our people there to be in.
Instead of the Zinran.
Exactly. He said, but it's not part of the plan. I said, yeah, but it's not part of the plan, but I'm the president. And this is our government. We can only take it as a...
Okay. Okay, the line has gone down. Oh, Kalasco, your line is going down. Okay, I'm sorry, Kalasco, the line is going terrible. But folks, that's all the time we've got right here. It's 2 minutes after 10 o'clock. We have to reschedule this conversation. I mean, this is actually something that we need to know because it's about leadership, it's about decision making, it's about what constitute or what should be an embodiment of a president's or a leader's decision, especially when it has got to do with the people, right? Like they will argue, oh, for development, yes, I want to development. And Mr. Hinka made a profound point that, look, if you have a choice to make between infrastructural development and the bread and butter issue, which is the welfare and the well-being of the people, you should prioritize the people first, because these roads that you want to build, these infrastructure that you want to put down, it is the people that are supposed to benefit from them. It's the people that are supposed to enjoy them. But when the people are no longer living, when the people are pushed into abject poverty and some of them die, so then what's the essence of the development when you cannot guarantee the safety and protection of your people? It's a big question that the government will have to answer. It's a big question that the president will have to answer, as much as the president sounded like, oh, you know, we got to move the people, AFL go and take your land. And I mean, actors, politicians, students of laws are saying that the order is absolutely illegal and of course inappropriate, but we'll take more time to look deep into it, have people come on here to educate the society and enlighten us, because you know what, this is our country. We surrender and give power to a few group of people to steer the affairs for our good, but not to act ultra vires against the will and pleasure of the Liberian people, as Honorable Gabriel Yinka succinctly defined the purpose of government. The purpose of government is important. My name is Abu Sharif. Until we see you tomorrow, of course, do have a wonderful time. And time is up. We got to go. It is 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. My time is up at 10. We'll take extra 5 minutes. But it has been a wonderful and worthy time out here with you, speaking truth to power, holding detail bearers accountable. And of course, that's what it is. You listen to stand, and that is the position. You don't have to grow tired. You don't have to grow less interest in standing up for yourself, standing up for your right. The government works for you. My name is Abu Sharif, and until we see you tomorrow, do have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women. Freedom fighter, you killing our children. Freedom fighter, you destroying our country. Aye, 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 aye.